Hello. Have you missed me? No? Good. I'm back. And welcome back to An Oil Pit Abroad, the France special. Wallop! You can see that took a few takes because my head is red raw. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you may realise when I flip this camera around that we are not in France right now. That little pylon over there isn't the Eiffel Tower. That is in fact Croydon. And we're still in London. Different flat to last time. A little bit nicer. But we start the video once again at home. And I'm not abroad for now. But tomorrow I will be getting a flight at 3 o'clock from Heathrow to Paris, where on Sunday I'll be running the Paris Marathon. Oh dear! Last time we saw each other, or you saw me rather, it was January 17th. And I just left Bali. I had Bali belly. I was very poorly. I was very overweight. I had moobs, and I couldn't have ran over a kilometre. Also, it is April 10th now. I'm not sick anymore. I'm probably still a little bit overweight, carrying a little bit of moob, but hopefully I can run more than a kilometre or 2 kilometres. But we'll find that out, won't we? If you're here for marathon tips, if you think it's like a serious running vlog, you're probably in the wrong place, but stick around. I'll try my best. If you're here for tourist information on Paris, you're also in the wrong place, but I'm going to try my best again. I don't know what this is going to be. I finished a training plan on Runner. It was 12 weeks, so not as long as most of them, so I'm hoping I've done enough. I've done over 30k twice, 32 and a 35, and I've just finished. I did the final run this morning, and I'm carb loading. Don't really know what that means or what I'm meant to do, but I'm just eating a whole lot of pasta at the minute, and this is a massive portion. Bit of pesto pasta with some corn chicken. I'm not going to lie, all I eat is carbs anyway. If you cut me open, I'd be like a giant human-sized bit of ravioli, and I'd probably leak spinach and ricotta or something like that. So this is quite normal for me, but in slightly bigger portions. Now, I'm not a nutritionist. I don't know why I'm doing this. I just know it's what you're meant to do. You're meant to eat carbs, and a lot of them, like 3 or 4 days before you run a marathon, and you just sort of store them like a camel. And then when you run the marathon, they just slowly release into you and give you energy for hopefully around about 4 hours. But we'll find out. Anyway, enough of the boring running stuff. I've got all weekend to talk about that. And back to the Oil Pit Abroad side of things. Now, if you watched the last series, you'll know that before I left, I got a pretty rogue haircut. I had it like buzz cutted. It made my head look massive. Well, my head is massive, but it's sort of like flump shaped. So it just sort of brought it out. So I thought, well, if I'm going to do another video, I'll have to get another rogue haircut. I usually just go for the skin fades. So it sort of looks like this all the way around. But I was inspired when I went to Australia. And I thought, well, let's start getting into the mullet side of things. So I have. Here we go. I'll give you a little orbit. I don't know if it's getting the full extent of it in. What do you think? It's a bit like a racing stripe. Might make me go a bit quicker. Oh, I've just watched that back. Oh, I thought it looked so cool. I've just got such a weird shaped head. Oh, damn, I really thought that looked good as well. Maybe it will. I thought I was going for like the Lando Norris look, but I don't really have the hair or the looks. Oh well. You'll also have picked up on the fact that so far in the video I've been alone. I've been eating alone and whatnot. Sophie's not broken up with me. She is just in Thailand with a mam, and she's there for a couple of weeks. Mind you, to be fair, if she knew I was doing another Oil Pit Abroad video, then maybe I would be on the end of a dumping. Gives her an ick, but I'll worry about that later. I'm sure she'll be fine. But what it actually means is they've got the good GoPro, and I've got the old GoPro. Now, if you watched the Australia episodes of An Oil Pit Abroad, you'll remember what happened. I had a little fall and wrecked one of the GoPros, which is the one I'm using now. So I'll show you. Let me just film it with my phone, and you'll see the state of the screen. And there's no sort of protective cover on that or anything. That is just pure glass. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I can't use it when I'm running because that will cut into me. So we'll see how we get on. I'll be lucky if I get it through customs, to be honest. Hello, good morning. Welcome to day 2 of an All Pit Abroad, the France special. And I'm still not in France. I have just been to Sainsbury's though to get some last minute supplies, and I'm fully packed. So all of the race day stuff I'll have to show you when I get there. But I thought I'd give you a little taster of what's gotten me to this point. One moment. As a bit of background, I'm not a total newbie to running. I did the London Marathon last year, that was my first one, and Paris will be my second. The London one, I did it in 3:36. I was sort of aiming for sub 3:30, but I only really had that goal about 2 weeks before the marathon started. I wanted to do sub 4, and then I thought, oh, I could do sub 3:45, and then I thought, oh, we'll do 3:30, but no. Tried to get near it, didn't get near it, hated the last 10k. It was horrific, I was in so much pain. So I just thought, well, I'll do a marathon the year after, and I'll enjoy it. So I won't go for a fast time. Sub 4 would be very nice, but I just want to finish it and enjoy it. So to get me to this point, I've only used one pair of shoes, really, which I'm not sure is advisable, but they are such a good pair of shoes that it didn't really matter. These are them. These are Asics Nova Blast 4s, and these ones in particular, although it doesn't really look like it, they're a bit mucky and whatnot, these have done 800 kilometres, and they are phenomenal. So comfy. Absolutely brilliant. I've done 490 odd K maybe in this training plan, which compared to London, I did about 1,000 for London, so it's been a lot shorter this one. But yeah, 490k. I reckon I've done about 460 of them in these Asics, and they're brilliant. The other 30ish K was for one of the long runs where I used these, and these are an old pair of Nike Alpha Fly 2s, and these are a super shoe. They've got carbon plates, so they're a bit more springy, and I used these in training for London as well. I just thought, with them being so old, the Asics, I should use maybe a slightly springier shoe if flying around for that amount of time. Those shoes, the pink Nikes, the Alpha Flies, absolutely rip my feet to bits. I have to wear blister plasters every time I wear them, but they're very quick, and they're so good that I bought a second pair last year, and these have done about 50k, of which 42 of them were the London Marathon. I'm not using them for Paris, I'm using a different pair of shoes, which I'll go through tomorrow, tomorrow, because I'm saving them for if I want to get back to trying to beat my PB and stuff like that, and as I said, I'm just going to enjoy that. So that's the shoes. Oh, I forgot these ones as well. I bought these Asics for travelling as like sort of comfy walking shoes. They're actually trail running shoes, Gel Excite. I've not done too many kilometres in those, just like easy runs, and they're absolutely fine. They're made for sort of, well, trails. You also see loads of people when they start out, or well, maybe even if they've run a while, they buy really fancy running vests to wear that carry water and your phone and whatnot, and some of them can be well expensive, like up to 60, 70 quid. I've just had this one. You can find it on Amazon. It's about 20 quid. Did the job, does the job on the long runs. Wore this in London last year as well, but felt like a right muppet because no one really wears them. There's hydration stations all over the shop, and you don't really need to carry your own water. So won't be wearing that this time, but perfect for training. That's about it really for the gear. As I said yesterday, I used Runner as the training plan. You put in your end goal and it works out a plan for you and tells you what paces to run and stuff like that. For London, I had a personalised one because I ran for a charity. I'm not sure it was that personalised, they say it is, but they just send you a sort of spreadsheet that looks a lot similar to other people that get personalised ones. Bear with, there's a helicopter coming there. Apologies for that. We live next to a helipad, which can get quite noisy. Anyway, yes, the personalised plan didn't really have numbers or paces or anything like that. It just had words like threshold, race pace, tempo, fast, build up the pace, you know, that sort of thing. And as a first-time marathon runner, I had no idea what those meant, and I just wanted to go as fast as I could all the time, which I now know is a bad idea. Don't do that. You need to do easy runs, nice and slow, to train the heart. But it was sent to me via the charity, and I had no clue anyway, so I used it. On the charity, I raised over 2,200 last year, but that's basically the entry fee to get into the London Marathon. Obviously, it goes to a good cause and whatnot, but you can't really run it without it unless you get very lucky in the ballot, and the odds are crazy. I didn't want to run for a charity this time because I hate helping children. No, I'm joking. I didn't want to run for a charity again because I sort of told everyone, I've never done a marathon before, it'll be my first one, probably my last, not going to do it again, so please donate, I'm trying my arse off here. And then to just go again and say, oh yeah, I'm doing another one, do you mind just give me a few more quid? I don't think I would have raised it, to be honest. People were very generous the first time around and managed to get me there. So it'd be a bit cheeky to go again. But for Paris, on the other hand, it was a lot simpler. I basically signed up straight after I finished London. I paid €220 and that's it, I'm in. The only other thing I had to do was provide like a medical update, an assessment. You had to watch a video on like the risks of running marathons, get your heart checked out, and that's it. You just have to prove that you've done that. I think you have to do that for Rome and a couple of other ones as well. Not sure. Anyway, so yeah, pretty simple. Which is a bit odd because apparently London's going to break the record for the most runners in a marathon this year, but they reckon Paris might do them first. So considering there's that many people that want to run it, it's surprising that it's so easy to get in. Maybe it's crap. Bosh! And just like that, I've made it. I'm in Heathrow. If the weather in Paris on Sunday is anything like today's weather, I'm in a world of trouble because today is hot. And I will struggle in that sort of heat, but I think it's meant to cool down, so it should be all right. Apart from that, got here okay. Caused a little bit of a stir in security because I've got my massage gun with me. Not sure why it caused a stir. Yeah, probably should have thought about that when I packed it, but I do need it. Luckily they saw the funny side of it. Anyway, I suppose next time I see you, I'll be in Paris. It's very, very weird being in public and talking to a camera again, especially in Britain. It's very strange. Not a British thing to do. Anyway, see you on the other side. It's alright. Bonjour, je suis arrivé. That's a horrible accent, but I am here. I'm in Paris, and if I turn my light off, I've got quite a nice view from the bedroom. Bear with. Hold tight. Ooh, hit that bit. I didn't realise the glass was there. That over there is not the Croydon pylon, and it is the Eiffel Tower. Absolutely splendid. Let me just get this light back on, 2 seconds. I actually had to book this hotel last minute because I booked flights from Friday, returning Monday, and I only booked a hotel starting tomorrow, without realising until about 2 weeks ago. So this is an emergency one-night hotel, so I'm pretty chuffed with the view. I sort of wanted to avoid all the landmarks and save it for the run, because I've never been to Paris before, and I thought that'd be a good way to, I don't know, invigorate the mind whilst running around. But I think that is pretty unavoidable. It is a big tower, isn't it? It is exactly 9 o'clock local time. I've not eaten. I need to find an Italian restaurant, find some pasta for the night. Ooh, it's sparkly. Oh, isn't that nice? Need to find some pasta, get myself well fueled, and then go to bed fairly early. I do, despite Sophie and her mum being in Thailand, I do have a support crew here, and they're just on their way. They're staying in a different hotel, about 10 minutes away. So at dinner, I'm going to surprise them with the GoPro with some quick fire questions. Should be fun. Right, support crew is in the toilet. We're going to surprise him when he gets back. Support crew. Welcome to an oil pit abroad. France special.
Finally.
Nickname?
I've no idea.
Nickname?
Nickname what?
What's your nickname? Try again. Nickname?
Rio.
Hey, there you go. 3 best French players of all time. Please.
Zidane.
Or, yeah.
Henry.
Ooh. Henry. Spencer will like that one.
Desai.
Desai. Wow. Interesting. More to come from the support crew later on. It's alright. Desai, what do we think? Is that a bit of rogue ball knowledge from Mark or dusty ball knowledge? I would have put every penny I have on him saying Michel Platini. Surprised he didn't. But anyway, we had a very nice Italian. Probably go to the same place tomorrow night if it sits well in the morning. That I have to find out. It's 10:30 at the minute. I'm going to try and wake up at 6 and get into the marathon day routine. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully well. Right. Night night.
Good morning, sports fans. Day 3 of an all put abroad, the French special. I'm just heading down to the river now for a little bit of a jog. It's pretty much exactly 24 hours until I start the marathon, so good to get loosened up. So we're off on the shakeout run. It's sort of like a 3 to 5k run the day before the marathon, pretty much 24 hours before, so you can practice the race routine, the breakfast, that sort of thing. Not too sure why we do it, just to calm the nerves, I suppose, and get the muscles ready. Hold tight. But it's meant to be at a pretty slow pace, so I'm just sort of plodding along at the minute. Not too sure where I'm going. I was on the river, but I've lost it. I think I'm going to go back the way I came. Beautiful morning though here in Paris. Wouldn't mind running today. I must admit, I didn't think I'd be making my own route today. There is a Paris shakeout in the centre, which I was planning on going to, but you had to pay and register, and I didn't realise that until last night, so I had to sack that plan off and just find my own little route, which I don't mind. It's quite nice. There's a few people doing it as well, fair few runners out this morning. I assume they're all going to be doing the marathon tomorrow, by the way they're running very carefully. That's always a good sign the day before the marathon. Brilliant. Obviously the pasta I had was a bit too heavy and a bit too late last night, but that's fine. Keep cracking on anyway. Not a great deal planned for today. Obviously it's meant to be all about relaxing and keeping the legs fresh, so it's not such a bad thing. But I do need to go to the Expo, which, as always, like it is in Greenwich, it is way outside the city, about an hour from where I am right now. So I will be heading there to get my bib and my drop bag and whatnot, and then from then on it'll be about just chilling. What a pretty little area. Very nice. And that's that. 3.5 kilometres, 6 minutes per kilometre ish. My legs feel heavy, my shins hurt and my knees hurt. Doesn't fill me with confidence, although I suppose that's the idea of a shakeout run, to get that all out the day before. Better to feel it today than tomorrow. Anyway, I run past quite a nice looking supermarket and quite a nice looking bakery, so I think it's time for some grub. Pain au chocolat secured, and more importantly, bananas secured. Not the ripest, but the best I could find. They'll be alright. I'm having a slight issue with the fact that throughout all of my training so far I've been having Lucozade, which is good for running, full of glucose and whatnot. They don't sell it in France, or it's not widely available anyway, which is a problem. I've got Powerade, which is sort of similar, but not quite. Lucozade focuses on glucose and Powerade is more sodium, that sort of thing. But I'm sure it'll do. Hopefully the Expo has some Lucozade. Oh, should have thought about that, shouldn't I? Although I couldn't have got it over anyway in hand luggage. Would have been taken off me, so not sure quite what I was meant to do about it. Number collected. Dad wants some new running shoes, so we're trying to convert him to the Nova Blast Life. Join me. Has anybody got the ick yet? How do you feel?
Where's my medal?
Huh?
Where's my medal?
Good one. Hello, I've returned from the Expo and I've checked into my next hotel room. It's a little more expensive than the last one, and the room is a lot nicer for it, but unfortunately the view is of North Paris, which isn't very nice. But it doesn't matter. All that does matter is I get a good night's sleep. Hopefully that motorway won't be too loud. Anyway, I'll show you what I got at the Expo, if anyone's interested. Stupid little pen, some protein bar that I've never had before, but would be useful to take tomorrow for the having it after, I suppose. Little map of the course and my number, and then also a hydration vest, which I won't be using again. I think they're trying to encourage you to wear it and take your own water. I'm not going to do that, but not bad. Pretty good little starter vest, branded I suppose as well, so a bit of a memento. We'll take it. Anyway, I am now going to get all of my stuff out ready for tomorrow and rest the legs, because I've done 12,000 steps today walking around that Expo and my legs feel a little tired. Oops. Okay then, now feels like a good time to take you through everything that I'm going to be taking or wearing tomorrow. I'll start off with the boring stuff. I'm going to take a very cheap jumper to throw away at the start, a drink for after, sliders for after, nipple plasters, probably apply them just before the race starts, sun cream and some anti-chafe stuff, because no matter how well your stuff fits, you'll still rub. And now the things I'm wearing, very colourful as you can see. Just a normal vest, some normal shorts, but with the nice sort of inners, I don't really know what you call them, the lining inside that stops your thighs rubbing together. Some sunnies, they're sort of like Oakley dupes, they're from Amazon. Dead cheap, Rock Bros, absolutely fine. Potentially a hat if it's going to be sunny. I don't really like running long distances in a hat. I feel like my head gets too hot, but it's there if I need it. Couldn't find any matching socks, but I know these ones don't cause me any blisters or anything like that, so I'm going to wear those. Flip belt, this is all I'll be taking in terms of other wearables. Garmin heart rate monitor, Garmin watch, and then the gels to last the marathon. All the same, apart from the last one, which has some added caffeine for that last push. Salt chews to stop myself cramping. I have one of those every half an hour, and some headphones. And now, I know what you're thinking, not very colourful. How on earth is support crew Mark gonna spot me? Well, hold tight. Here come the shoes. I mentioned how much I love the Nova Blasts. The Nova Blast 4s for me were brilliant, so I had to get some of the Nova Blast 5s in Aquafresh colours. No, they are Tokyo editions. They are extremely funky. Looks like someone's just thrown paint at a white shoe, really. To be honest, I didn't really have a choice. They were sold out completely from the start of March on the website. Not just that colour, every single colour of Nova Blast 5. So I was on the website at 1 AM in the morning one time, and those came up as in stock. So I just thought, right, I'm getting them, get that sorted for the marathon. Have a bit of time to get some training in, and they are absolutely fine. Very nice to wear, very comfy, and hopefully it'll last me tomorrow for the full 4 hours. You also might have noticed earlier that I managed to convince Dad to buy a pair. He's just been running in the oldest Nike running shoes I've ever seen. They are so bad, the soles come off. They just look like they've been through a mangle. So he's got some new ones. And like I said, they're only 135 quid. Sometimes you can get deals for 130 and they are brilliant. Or at least I hope they'll be brilliant. I might give a better review after tomorrow. But for now, they're good. Anyway, I'm gonna get all this stuff ready and then finally get my legs up and rest. See you shortly. I am back after the final supper again. Some very nice pasta. And that should be me set for tomorrow. I've got all my stuff ready. What's the time right now? It is 9:30. I'm gonna try and get to sleep before 10:30 because I've got a 5:45 wake up in the morning. Oh, it's a bit early. The other predicament I'm having at the minute is breakfast tomorrow morning. I've got the bananas, which are gonna be absolutely fine. But then before every single training run so far, I've been having these cheddar muffins by Hovis. They're sort of just English muffins infused with cheddarness, right? And they're lovely, but they're lovely toasted. And I had one this morning, not toasted, and it's a little bit sour. So I'm not sure what to do. I think if I go downstairs and ask the woman at reception if she can toast my cheddar muffins, I'm gonna get a bit of a weird look. So it might have to be raw again. not raw, but you know what I mean, a little bit sour, which is not ideal on race morning, but what can you do? I'll worry about that tomorrow. The final worry for the evening is the course itself. I hadn't really done much research into the course before this weekend. But to be fair, I don't think that's really my fault because they hadn't released the updated route until a couple of weeks ago, maybe. It's different from the other years, but not too different. Anyway, at the Expo today, I was doing a little bit of snooping around the information desks, and it appears that this marathon is almost double the elevation of London, and a lot of that is after 35k. I listened to a little podcast earlier that sort of talked you through what you're going to run past and where the hard parts are, and the narrator was saying, as you get to 36k, prepare yourself for a long, challenging climb. I don't want to do that then. Why is that not the start? So, yeah. Obviously not much I can do about it now, but I'll have to see how I get on tomorrow. So, yeah. I'm going to wish myself luck and go to bed. The next time you see me, I will be on the way to the start line. Oh, God. It's all right. Good morning. Bon appetit. Ugh. Oh, I'm so nervous. I don't know why. I think I'm more nervous for this than I was for London, which is a bit strange. Anyway, I'm going to take you with me to the start line and drop you off with my bag, and then from then any footage will be from the support crew, so blame him if it's bad. And then I'll see you at the finish line, hopefully with a very nice medal and finisher's t-shirt. It's alright. Whoa, really feeling the nerves now. Lips are dry, thirsty, legs feel heavy. Just want to start at this point, but I've still got about an hour to go. Oh, sacre bleu.
Well, I'm dressed for the marathon. I'm not doing the marathon. I'm doing this instead. Only an hour and a half to wait. Frost.
In the entrance zone, it's a lot calmer than London. London's a bit hectic when you get there. This feels quite relaxed. Although the queues for the Portaloos are lengthy. Again. This is the first time I've ever seen the Arc de Triomphe. It's absolutely massive. Don't know why, I thought it was smaller than that. It's a bit exciting. Right, I'm going to find a Portaloo to camp in until I start. See you later.
So I'm getting into my place at the Chateau de Vinez, which is what? About mile 8, kilometre 14. All very nice. Hasn't even started yet. The leaks I've already gone past. Just an hour and a half wait for the oil pit abroad.
Everyone here has a story, a personal reason for running, for a cause, for a loved one, for those who can't be here, but will be with you every step of the way.
So is it 10.3k? Looks like he's going about what, 5:24 pace, which I think is a bit quick for him. But We shall see. It's a nice cold day. Just hope we don't miss him. He'll be coming that way. I might try and run with him. We'll see how many people there are. Here he comes.
Not a 14, yeah?
I know. Do you need anything?
No.
Action shots. Already? Piece of piss. Oh, piece of piss now. This is a piece of piss. 14k. I've got an hour tube to 21.
21k?
Yeah. 21 miles. Okay. Hello, mate. Okay. Blimey. I'm bugging. I only ran about 400 metres. Right. Off to the tube to get to mile 21. It's going to take me an hour. I've got to go across this lot first. Oh. Right. See you later.
Oh, just gone through halfway. Very tricky so far. Very hilly. Hopefully it levels off a little bit now, ready for the hills at the end.
Hopefully. Second time I'm going to see him. Near the Tour de Eiffel. I can see the runners down there. I think he's doing about 5 minutes. So it's taking me as long on the metro as it did for him to run the damn thing. Right, here we go. Looking alright, looking alright. Go on.
Now,
Right, so kilometre 38.5. This one, I've just come out of the park and I've just walked down the hill. It's up there. These poor buggers have no idea what's about to hit them. It's about 2.5 kilometres of ridiculous hill, considering how knackered all these people are. So here we go. Let's look out for the boy. I expect to have seen him by now. Oh, it's been 5 minutes. Starting to worry. Here he is. Come with you. Keep it going, mate. Yeah, he looked knackered. The worst bit's yet to come, unfortunately. Right, I'm going to grab a lime bite and meet him at the end.
finished. Oh, 3:52. I can't believe it. Oh, I'm so nervous for it all year. Fucking hell. so glad I finished it. And I didn't stop. Oh my god. What a lovely medal.
Just waiting for the wanderer. I think he's just picking up his medal. He got to the end quicker than I did on the line bike, so I think he probably did okay. Berger van just in case sustenance is required. Oh, we've got a hobble going on. Well done! Well done!
Sweaty.
You know.
Oh god.
You got here quicker than I did. What's hurting? Oh, okay. Do you want water or anything? Oh. Medal! Was it worth it?
No. Why do them? Oh god. Nice city, isn't it? A lot of really
I don't
nice,
know.
You know,
I've been on metros and bikes.
the route is really nice.
Yeah.
Didn't go near a hotel. Avoided that part.
What was the hill like?
Oh my god, ridiculous. Fucking hell.
I walked down it and I just saw everybody coming back. I thought, you don't know what's coming, mate. It's awful.
It's ridiculous.
Awful.
It's people dropping.
Yeah.
I saw one fella just literally not even with us at all.
Yeah.
Straight in the deck. Pretty scary. Oh god.
That's why I said, did you want me to run with you? I knew what was coming.
Oh, my back.
Oh,
God, what's different?
because you need some water and stuff.
I didn't stop to stretch at all. I just kept thinking, I was going to stop with 10k to go to stretch because everything was hurting. I was like, right now, I'll stop at 7k to go. Then 5, I was like, fuck, I should finish it. I just stretched at the end.
Good time.
Oh, happy about it.
What? Maybe keep walking.
Yeah. Well, finally back and showered. Just in time to go out and watch Liverpool, so I'll have to do a bit more of the marathon talk later on because we've got to head out pretty much straight away, which sounds a bit rough, but it's good to get walking and whatnot. Absolutely love this medal, so good. Just want to pick at it and see if there's a chocolate coin in there. Oh my god, so difficult. Just so pleased to get through it, but I am in desperate need of a club sandwich. We've been walking trying to find a place to watch a Liverpool game, and we're not purposely sought this one out, not travelled for it. This is 8 minutes away from where we were staying. That'll do, won't it?
I will. Will do.
It's not an all pit abroad without a beer review. I've gone for the Blanc 1664 French. Oh, why'd you drink it? Cheers before you drink it. Anyway, Dad's gone very local with a Brooklyn IPA.
Yes.
Prost.
Stand up.
Ropey. 5 at best.
Right. 7.
7? No, they'll go down a treat. You're a shit window. Quick change of scenery. Lovely drop. No idea what it is, but it's a 9. No fancy Italian for us tonight. I'm fed up with pasta. Went to the little burger bar. I've got a smash burger. Good morning. Day 5 of an oil pit abroad, the French special, and the morning after the marathon. I'm still very tired. I slept for about 10.5 hours. I did fully intend to come home and talk about the marathon last night, but I got in, put the masters on, watched about 2 holes, and obviously just fell straight asleep. So, yeah, very tired. But the marathon, unreal. I got 3:52, so the sub 4 that I wanted. London was 3:36, and yeah, I'm still more proud of Paris than London. Just because the whole of the last year I've been so nervous about running. I've been having chest pains and whatnot. That is due to acid reflux, but then was worried it was my heart and stuff like that. So I've been very nervous for this all year. So the emotional let off when I finished was unreal. So good, so proud, and it was such a hard route as well. Obviously, I mentioned beforehand that the hills were meant to be bad. Oh, God, were they? Honestly, about 36, 37 kilometres, there was a hill, which was 11 metres over, about 11 metres high, that is, over a section of about 800 metres of route, all cobbled, so that made it hard. And at that point, oh my God, you're just so tired. There was a lot of people that were not making it up that hill. I saw a few people collapsing and whatnot, which is always hard when you're trying to focus and stuff. Hopefully they're all okay. But yeah, so challenging. The start of the marathon was beautiful. Ran past so many places that were just amazing. Apparently I ran past Notre Dame and Le Louvre, but I don't remember seeing them at all. I don't know if I was just focused on the road or where to put my feet around the cobbles, but I don't remember seeing them at all. So hopefully I'm going to go and see them today. But it was amazing. I really enjoyed the first sort of half of the marathon. I started getting really tight on about 14k, which is early. I don't know if it was just the floor, the cobbles. I mean, just my muscles not being used to it, but it was quite difficult. I think I said to Dad in the video, I'm feeling it a little bit there, and I was intending to stop and stretch. And I've been stopping and stretching in training, and it's been okay, and it's helped me for the last part. But something in my brain yesterday was just saying, don't stop, because you won't get going again very well on these hills. I don't know what it was, and I kept thinking, right, I'm going to stop in 7k, and then didn't, and then I was like, right, I'll stop after this 7k, and didn't, and carried on, and ended up managing to finish the race without stopping, which I'm very proud of. And yeah, very happy with the time. You need to do 540s per kilometre to get a sub 4. And when I started, I was doing about 520s up until the half. And I was like, right, I'm just going to get to the half marathon doing 520s and then relax. And it worked pretty nicely. Had a bit left at the end after the gruesome hills, and finished pretty well. So yeah, just so proud of the run. There was a really tough part where you run by the Seine, right where you can see the Eiffel Tower on your left. I think Dad also got a video there where he panned across to it. And you go under tunnels the whole time, under and over, and there's about, I want to say 5 or 6. It felt like millions. And it's sort of like a bit of a false dawn, really, because you go down a nice hill and have a bit of a relaxing time, but then you'd spend anywhere between 500 metres and a kilometre boiling hot in these tunnels, and then you know you've got the uphill after it. Oh my God, that was so difficult. And that was on about 26k. So I was really struggling at that point, but managed to pull through. So amazing. Shoe review, Nova Blast 5s. I don't know where they are. I think I've packed them. Here they are. Not very white anymore. Yeah, a bit grim. Unbelievable. So good. Bearing in mind the terrain that I was running on, I have absolutely no foot pain this morning. I had none during the race. No blisters whatsoever. Absolutely perfect. Couldn't recommend them enough. My legs, my calves feel absolutely fine. I can punch them and they don't hurt. Same with my hamstrings and stuff like that. The front of my legs, my thighs and my groin and my shins, oh, in a world of pain. I was struggling getting in and out of bed last night. That just must be the hills, I suppose, and how much work you had to do getting up them. But no, aside from that, all good. Very happy with myself. And I need to work out what marathon I'm going to do next year. I sort of want to do one a year if I can. Just like London, straight after yesterday, as I said to Dad, I'm never doing another one of those again. I don't know why I put myself through it, but it is a little bit addictive. The feeling when you cross the line is amazing. The feeling on 26, 27k, on the other hand, is not. The medal, unbelievable. It's like a massive gold coin, basically, with all the places that we ran past on the medal. So I'm going to look at it, see what areas I missed, and hopefully try and tick them off today. I definitely want to go to Notre Dame and the Louvre. I'm going to try and see Mrs. Mona Lisa today, if poss. But I have heard that it is a bit of a ball ache. It's about a 4-hour walk past all the paintings. And apparently there's a big 3. I don't know what the other 2 are. I just want to see that one. So I might just go there, pay the ticket price and make a beeline for it, assuming I can get in, which I'm not sure. There'll be a lot of, well, there might be about 50,000 people that ran the marathon trying to do the same thing today in Sightsee. So it's my intention to go there. I want to go up the Eiffel Tower. I want to buy football shirts, as per usual. Don't know if that'll be France or PSG or Red Star or something like that. Red Star Paris, that is. but I want to try and find something. Hopefully it should be a good day of actual Parising. Let's see where I end up. It's alright. Excuse the hair. I've just been on a line bike to get here, but the first stop on this little whistle-stop tour of Paris is one for the gaming nerds. If you played Modern Warfare 3, there's a map on there called Resistance. So you should know the view if I come up these stairs. Special this. I've run up that road many a time, dived into the house on the left. Got a few kill streaks. Lovely stuff. I feel the same thing when I'm in Piccadilly in London. I don't know why this place is famous. Oh, probably for this woman. Not sure on the history of that, but I don't care. I'm here for this view and this view only. Whilst I'm here, good time to talk about the cobbles that I ran on yesterday. You see what I mean? They're not terrible. They're not too jaggedy or pointing out, and there's usually a bit of a flatter line towards the edge of the road, which is what the elites were taking. But there's always still one or two that stick out enough to catch you out, like a few over here. See what I mean? Your toe could easily just sort of trip over one of them. But on the whole, manageable. Oh, it's the Louvre. Bigger than I thought it would be. It's sort of giving like, you know, the end of the Crystal Maze where they get all the cash and it sort of rains down on them, you have to grab it. It's sort of reminding me of that. I'm not sure that's the idea. Queue's bloody massive. So, not sure if you will see Mona today. Maybe. Might have to wait for a different time, but I imagine inside there's massive crowds around it. We're looking to get a bit of a glimpse, so I need to work that out. Anyway, I ran down this road yesterday. I'm pretty sure of it. That gate looks familiar. I'm sure I ran through there, but I don't remember that. So, what I was doing, I've got no idea. But I promise I didn't see it. Anyway, pretty cool. Lovely palace around it. Shame about the big glass triangle stuck in the middle. Never mind. Right, we've hit the first stumbling block of today. I knew this would be a bit of a pathetic travel vlog. You have to reserve to go in. You have to reserve a 30-minute slot to enter. And you have to do that between April 12th and May 12th. And it's April 14th, and I've not reserved one. And they're all sold out. But I'm not sure how I was meant to know when to do it. I couldn't have done it the day before, because if it's a lot of walking, I didn't want to do that. And I didn't know if my legs were going to hurt today. So, maybe I should have just hoped that I would be fine today. But anyway, I'm really not that arsed. Plenty more to see. I've just looked at the route on Strava to double check that I did run past it. I literally came round this bend and then down there and left through those arches. How the hell did I miss that? And it was only about, you know, 4 or 5k in, I reckon, so I wasn't knackered or anything. Just totally missed it. How bizarre. Anyway, to another place I've missed. Notre Dame. I like the look of that. I'll tell you what, it's a bloody pretty city, this. It's weird because everybody says it's a shithole, but it's like anywhere, isn't it? London has plenty of shitholes. Me and Dad were speaking to this fella yesterday in one of the bars. He was saying that he prefers Stratford to Paris. This is a French guy, by the way, lives in Paris. He said he prefers Stratford. He meant Stratford-upon-Avon, not around West Ham. And he described Stratford-upon-Avon as pure true love. Listen, bloody Paris, what's he doing talking about Stratford-upon-Avon like that for? Turns out he met a woman there that he really liked. So, that's why. Still pretty though, isn't it? But I don't think it's quite Paris. Oh. Excuse-moi. Can't really hobble across the road very quickly. Ow! Line bike again. Well, anyway, I'm here at the world famous and not on fire Notre Dame. I mean, it's alright. Say it quietly, but I think Lincoln Cathedral might be a little bit better. Sorry about that. Pretty cool though, nice ride to get it. Shock, the queue to get in is absolutely gigantic. You'll be pleased to know I'm going in. The queue's moving slightly fast. I've just been to the front to see how long it'd take. Doesn't look too bad, so I'm gonna get in there and get in the cathedral. We're almost in. Very warm day to be dressed in all black and long sleeves, stood in a queue. But nearly there. Well, it's certainly rivaled by Lincoln Cathedral outside, the exterior, but the interior probably a bit better. Some unbelievable stained glass windows and whatnot. In a lot of the cathedrals at home, you get those sort of confession booths. Is that what you call them? I suppose so. Here they're like massive rooms, and there's windows on the outside, which is a bit weird. They normally try and keep it a bit private, don't they? But here they had a priest sat in each one. There was two of them, one at either side of Notre Dame. And there's instructions to say, oh, if you want to confess anything, then knock on the door, the priest will, I don't know, let you in, and then you can confess what you want to confess. And both times, both of them were being used, which sort of has always freaked me out a little bit. Like, what on earth are they confessing? Because it could be pretty bad, couldn't it? And then what have they been forgiven for? Ugh, don't like the feeling of it. Makes me a little bit creeped out. I was thinking what I'd confess if I went in. Haven't really sinned too much. I reckon I'd probably say that I thought when Liverpool signed Mo Salah it was a terrible transfer, and I moaned about it. It's probably one of the worst things I've ever said. Not sure the priest would forgive me for that one. And just to point out as well, Liverpool signed Mo Salah for 30 million. My ball knowledge is terrible. I'm washed. Found the metro anyway. Lovely. Tell you what, now we're sucking diesel. What a view that is. There's been a few famous photographs of people taken on this terrace down here. Can't name names, but it is some view. It's big, innit? That's what I'll say. It is big and brown. Or copper. Lovely stuff. Wonder if I can get up it. Well, I've hit the second stumbling block of the day. The lift tickets sold out, so the only way I can get up to the second floor, which is pretty high, that one, are by the stairs. And today of all days, I'm not about that life. Normally I would, but I'm not making it up there. In fact, I might make it up there, but then I'd struggle to get down again. I need to parachute off or something. So I'm going to do the second best option and find somewhere to have a beer with a view of the Eiffel Tower. That sounds much more enjoyable for now. Beer soon come. Oh, I've sacked off the beer idea. The only bar I could find in decent walking distance only sold Corona. I ain't reviewing that dishwater. Not on my watch. So we're going onwards to the Champs-Elysees to try and find a PSG shirt. No bueno on the football shirt finding operation. Well, I found some Paris PSG ones, but they were 150 quid, and I'm not paying that, I'm afraid. You could get like a different version of the shirt for 120, but it was still just such crap material. They're more of like a fashion brand now than a football team, really. But a bloody good football team at that. So yeah, bit of a crap day in terms of content. I didn't manage to get up the Eiffel Tower, I didn't go in Le Louvre, and I didn't get a footy shirt. So, not ideal. But what I have got is a nice Parisian beer. I've already had a little bit of it, and I can tell you, It's a 7.8. This is a Panam Barge de Canal. It's very nice. Prost. Oh, that is bon. On the rooftop bar, I can see the Eiffel Tower that I didn't get up, and I can see Sacré-Cœur. And I've got about 20 minutes left until I've got to head to Charles de Gaulle Airport. So I'm going to try and chug this and get a taxi, because I actually can't walk anymore now. My legs are totally frozen, totally solidified. I am going to try and find a footy shirt in the airport. Hopefully they'll have a few stores. It's quite a big airport, to be fair. I really want a Red Star Paris one, because that's close to where we're staying. In fact, the stadium's like just behind us. But they don't have a physical store at the minute, so only an online shop. So I don't know how I feel about that. I'm hoping I find one in the airport, and then I'll feel less guilty than if I went home and ordered it, because I actually got it from the place I was in. But it's very nice. Google it. Nice home kit. Yellow, not yellow, green and white. Oof. Don't mind if I do. Good evening from Charles de Gaulle Airport, where I am absolutely cream crackered. I've done about 14 kilometres worth of walking today, on a day where I was meant to be resting, and I'm just so tired. I fell asleep in the taxi. My flight's been delayed by an hour. Is that for me? Hold tight. Yeah, my flight's been delayed by an hour, and there is absolutely nothing to do in here. My football shirt, finding mission, very unsuccessful. There's barely a shop in here that's open, and also barely a cafe that's open, so extremely bored. There's a film about a guy, and it's a true story. It's a fella that lived here in Charles de Gaulle Airport for 18 years. He was trying to get to Britain. He didn't have the right documents, and eventually just stayed here as a refugee. God, it's noisy in here. How he did that with the amount of stuff to do in here, which is niche, I've got no idea. Belgium and France offered him citizenship, I think, and he said no, just wanted to stay here. So God knows what he did. Could have wandered out into Belgium and had a nice waffle or something like that, but no, stayed here. The only thing that I could think that he might have done is there's like an Xbox and a PS4 over there that have FIFA and NBA on, so maybe he just played those all day. Aside from that, not much, so not sure how he did that. Anyway, my flight's been delayed. I've got nothing to do apart from try to stay awake, so I'm going to do that, and then when I get home I'll give you a little review of the weekend and say my au revoirs. Au revoir. Hello, it is day number 5 or 6. I can't remember where I started now. Either way, it's the final day of this video and the final clip of this video, and I'm back in England and I'm working from home. Ugh. But it is what it is. A few family friends and whatnot asked if I'd do like a day in the life after I did all the Australia and Bali and Thailand videos, because he wanted to see what it was like. This is it. And if I'm not here, I'm in Croydon, and you definitely don't want to see that. So yeah, this is what I do most days. So I have to do these wacky little things to get some enjoyment in life, because otherwise I'll sit here and I'll rot, and that ain't fun. Anyway, Paris review. Now I've stopped moping. Unbelievable. People say it's a bit grim, but it's really not. The part that me and Dad stayed in was a little bit grim, but we stayed 5 miles north of the centre of Paris. So if you do that here, you're going to be in some pretty ropey places. In London, I mean. And if you do that south, you'll also end up in Croydon. So, yeah, apart from that bit, the rest was all lovely. The route, especially, the first 10-15k was phenomenal. Some of the nicest places I've ever ran through, certainly. It's just a shame it was on cobbles. I definitely recommend doing the Paris Marathon if anyone fancies it. I won't be doing it again because it was painful. But if you want a challenge and you've not been to Paris, which I hadn't, or even if you have and you just fancy a little jog around, it's worth it. Do it. Absolutely do it. One clap. The French get a bit of a bad rep with us, don't they? Meant to be a bit rude and moody and whatever. And from the experience I just had, I've been to France before, I've just not been to Paris, but Paris especially, I feel like in the coffee shops and whatnot, they can't really be asked. But that's also my fault, because I walk in and I go, bonjour, and they say, bonjour, monsieur, ask what I'd like, and then I'd say, yes, could I have 2 pain au chocolats, please, and a mocha?
And I could probably ask that in French if I sat there and thought about it, but it'd take a while. So it's no wonder really that they get annoyed. I'm not really trying hard enough. So yeah, a few times when I ordered things in shops or, you know, coffee shops or anything like that, they seemed to be a bit moody. But I found a solution to it and I tested it out when I went to a bakery just before I left for the airport. I sort of walked in and pretended that English wasn't my first language, but I was trying to speak English. So I said, oh, hello, could I please have this baguette? Is it chicken? Is this baguette, please? I don't know where I was from. A different galaxy by the sounds of it. But then they seemed much happier because we're both trying to speak a common language. And little did they know, it's actually my first. But it just sort of sets a nicer tone to the conversation. And it's much friendlier. We're both trying our best. So that would be my tip. If you go in and you don't want the rudeness, and then once you cut that out, it's a bloody gorgeous city. And I can't recommend it enough. So go for it. I'm not sure when the next Oil Pit Abroad video will be. It might be 6 months' time. It might be 2 years' time. It depends where I go, I suppose. I've got a little bit of a spark in my brain that's nagging me, and it's saying, go to Argentina. Go to Argentina! I'm not sure why, but I fancy it. So maybe the next time you see me, I'll be there. Or I'll be running around some daft city somewhere. I don't know. Luxembourg or something like that. So yeah, we'll have to see on that one. I'm sure wherever it'll be fun. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching this one. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I tried my best, as always. See you soon, I suppose. Au revoir. Merci beaucoup. Goodbye.